Welcome to ADHD or Life, a couple's perspective. Join us, Adam and Donna, as we navigate the ups and downs of living with ADHD in a relationship. With no holds barred discussions and real life stories, we explore the journey of questioning ADHD and ask, is it ADHD or just life?
Welcome to ADHD or Life, a couple's perspective, where we unravel what it's like to live with ADHD within a relationship. And this week we're asking the question, is it ADHD or is it my latest obsession? And we'll probably deep diving into Adam's YouTube history. Is that right?
Nice.
Hi.
Hello.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Back for fourth episode.
Yes.
How amazing is that?
Go on.
It's been going so well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the feedback that we've been getting has been brilliant. So it's just like kind of like spurring us on, isn't it?
Some great feedback from the last episode.
Oh.
Well, I think I gave away too much.
Yeah. And obviously we found it funny because it was like stories like about us and stuff and you. But it was amazing to see like the people outside, our like circle and bubble that found it hilarious as well. We got some good feedback off the kids as well, didn't we?
Oh, although I don't think anybody else has ate 6 Snickers at work.
No. How has your week been? So the 2 weeks, how has it been? Any highs, lows?
I think past 2 weeks has been quite a moody 2 weeks.
Yeah. I kind of would agree with that. Yeah. What's been happening? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think a mixture of tiredness and stuff, and a lot on.
So I think that you've so take for example yesterday you were like out at 10, back at 11 at night, but it's not that you've got time in between doing parties and the quiz and stuff. It's full on, isn't it? Like bam, bam, bam. How do you kind of like cope with that?
Oh, well, chocolate.
What, the snack size or normal? I got asked that question actually. I was texting our friend and I said to I'm on the way to a party, I'm just having a load of chocolate, and she actually said to me, snack or normal? You've created something.
Yeah. It is just obviously snacking, but
no snacking.
You just adrenaline gets you through it. You just get through it, and then at the end of the day, crash.
Oh, when you walked in last night, you were like a broken man.
Yeah,
definitely. And there was pizza and chips waiting for you, wasn't there? And it's like you scoffed it. But that's probably the only meal. Oh, I did bring you a sausage butty, but like that you properly had all day, isn't it? And like for me, I don't know about you, but like that when I think about that for you, that stresses me out because.
No, it doesn't.
But does it bother you, does it?
No.
Weird. Fab. Well, this week our topic is all about obsessions. Your face already. I love it. So what I did was I actually Googled ADHD and obsessions. Have you found anything since? Like, have you been doing any Googling or?
So at first I struggled. I thought that well, I know that I quite like darts for a while, but I'm not. But realistically, it is massive.
Yeah,
it is very, very big, and there's a lot to it.
There's a lot. So it says in most situations, people suffering from ADHD are bursting with creativity, enthusiasm, and excitement. Would you agree? Sometimes, when you've got that hyperfixation, maybe.
If I really like something, then
once they locate a source of stimulation, they become hyper aware of it. Hobbies can frequently turn into obsessions in less than a week for adults with ADHD and take over their life.
Yes.
Let's start at that point then. So you're talk to me then about a hobby that you started that then turned into an obsession. Most recently, sorry, not frequently.
The most recent one had to be darts, where I know we spoke about it in the first episode, where I started. How did Flight Club? We went to Flight Club.
Yes.
And then
shout out to Flight Club, amazing.
And that was it. I want to be a full-time professional darts player now. We need a dartboard, and we said that because you were pregnant at the time, then we'd end up playing darts, mate.
We or you?
No, we. At first, it was we at first. Yeah, because
we'd come to the realisation that we're never going to go out again. Doesn't mean like we're never going to be able to go out to the pub. So let's get a dartboard and bring the pub to us.
Yeah,
without the alcohol.
Yeah, that was the idea. That's how it started.
Yeah,
and then before you know it, I've got tripod set up in the tripods are set up. I'm on online leagues. I paid for a league and never told you.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you only told me afterwards. Didn't you? Halfway through the league, I actually you win money off it. Wow, it's free. No, I paid like £30 to enter it or something, knowing how good you were.
And it got to a stage where, like, the kids were in. I'm just going to play darts. I've got a darts match. Oh.
So I remember like things like if you had a night off, very rare that you have a night off, but if you had a night off and it was like me, you and the kids were in, and you struggle sometimes with like sitting just watching TV, don't you? You get a bit like antsy, and you'd be like, I'm going to go and play some darts. Bye then.
But I wasn't even good. That is the worst thing. I was terrible. Still, I'm terrible at it, and I'm not good at darts. But I was that engrossed in it, and I was watching everything.
Oh my
watching
gosh.
every tournament. Wouldn't miss a game. But then you slowly watch it, like, disappear a bit because you lose interest a bit, and then.
But why is that? Why did you lose interest?
I don't know. It's a lot happened. I suppose maybe get busier with work.
Yeah.
And
The conservatory's a mess.
yeah, that's a big one, because if there's like, all it would take is one box, and that the hockey. Oh, I had an hockey made.
Yes, your friend made you an hockey. Was it for your birthday?
Yeah. But if there's one box in there, I'm not moving that box to play that. No. Or my charger broke, so I couldn't charge the phone. That was another obstacle. So,
But it's funny because you say that these are obstacles that come up. So like there's a box in the way, or your charger broke, so you gave it up altogether. Why don't you just fix some things to carry on? Like, what is it that stops you from doing that?
That's difficult.
Hard work.
All that effort, and no. And then remember, because then. We need to get it all out, because I'm now saying that I had to set it up into the TV. So
you put yes. So you
this started as
took the TV out your son's bedroom to put it in the conservatory for your dad.
No, we got him a new TV.
We did. Yeah.
But what started? My point is, what started as a visit to Flight Club led to our conservatory becoming an hockey, a darts board, a tripod, 2 tripods, a TV, a Roku stick to Wi-Fi screen thing.
Screen sharing, so you could screen share your phone to the TV.
Yes, a darts poster up on the wall so that I know my checkouts. What?
Do you know what as well? I read somewhere that like the examples and times, and it says it can become basically an expensive hobby.
Yes.
Just to touch on that very quickly. But that's exactly like what you've just, it went from just going paying £30 for us both to play at Flight Club to buying a dartboard, buying everything.
Remember, I wanted a Scolia that was £800.
Yeah. And we went to the shop, went to the dart shop in St Helens, didn't we? And you asked the guy, was it me that was joking, like, just take
it was you,
take
yes.
Father's Day soon.
So I've never been back because that was embarrassing.
Because I'm an enabler. Another thing that you had, we would go to the dart shop so you could buy new flights. You didn't need new flights, but and you would just order darts just all the time.
In my defence, that lasted longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, it
so
has.
if you were pregnant and the baby's 1 now, and I maybe gave up, 4 months ago?
I would say beginning of the summer.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it lasted a good while.
And like, you still watch it though?
Yeah.
So what is it? What's that obstacle from stopping you from like going and playing and stuff?
Those boxes.
Right, okay.
Those boxes. After the birthday party, the conservatory went downhill.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, that and the phone thing, because my stand's broke, so that puts me right off.
And do you think that's part of the ADHD, that you not refuse to go in and sort it out, but you kind of get to a block?
100%. Yeah, it's not difficult stuff.
No.
Obviously, the boxes in the big thing. I have actually moved them and played.
Yeah,
it's still going, but it's just a mental thing where you think, no, it's too much effort. So nah.
That was a big obsession. Big. It does say, so I read online as well, that ADHD hyperfixation isn't an official symptom. In fact, it sounds contradictory to what ADHD is most widely known for: inattention and a lack of focus.
Okay.
So as you learn more about the condition, you discover that it isn't actually an attention deficit disorder. It's more of an attention abundance disorder.
I have seen that before, yeah.
So the challenge lies in learning to regulate and control it. What do you think of that?
I I agree. I think that, as I say, if something gets your interest, if you like it, I think it's all down to this dopamine thing again. You're getting
That's exactly what my next thing was. Yeah, absolutely.
If something's making you happy, you're getting pleasure out of it, then you'll keep it going. But you'll keep it going and keep it going and keep it until there's no pleasure to be had in that anymore.
Okay.
So
is it almost like until you get to that first obstacle and then bam, it's gone?
either that or you get fed up with it because let's take like a song, for example.
Yeah.
I was reading about this last night and it's so true that I'll pick a song and that'll be the song I listen to for however long until I'll become obsessed with that song. It's my shower song. It's my drive every week. It's my driving song. It's the only song I'll listen to. The recent one was Doctor Hook.
Yes.
And then obviously you've got to go and see Doctor Hook. Oh, we're on a new one.
Twice.
You've got to go and see Doctor Hook twice. You've got to know everything about him. You've got to follow him and all that. Oh. But then I get fed up with that song. So now I'm like, don't really want to listen to that anymore because I've overdone it.
Yeah.
And I do that with everything. I just overdo it and then just get fed up with it.
It says that people with ADHD are more likely to experience hyperfixation, which goes without saying. On the other hand, ADHD hyperfocus refers to being deeply focused on a certain task or activity. Anyone can tap into this, and when it happens, they become fully engaged with the task without inner worries, fatigue, or boredom.
Okay.
Do you ever, so take it back to the darts thing, for example, was there ever a point where you would be doing it and you would ever get bored, or would it just come to a natural end where you'd think, okay, I'm done now, I've had my little dopamine hit, let's go and join the kids again?
And no. So you mean would you fight through the boredom? You mean
it says like you become fully engaged with it, so you don't really get the boredom,
right?
Because you become fully engaged with that task.
I think that can be said for, if you take the darts out of it, like starting up businesses or ideas or things. That's massive. It's always been a hyperfixation where I love the starting thing.
Yeah.
I love starting businesses off. I love getting in, setting up. Look at the podcast. Love setting up everything, setting up Facebook, setting up YouTube channels, setting up logos and doing all that. And then, so that's very much you hyperfixate on that. There's no boredom. You work on that. It's all you think about.
Yeah.
Me. It's all I think. All I think about. And then it just goes.
Because we work very differently. So even say for 3 weeks running up to doing our first episode, you would say to me, why are you not bothered? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? And I'm like, I've got other things I need to focus on right now. I think it was like the baby's birthday. And you're not interested. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? Why are you not? And I'm like, Adam, I need to sort this party out, and then I will look at the podcast. Whereas you, nothing else. It would just be focused on that on the podcast at the time.
Yeah, nothing else matters.
So how does it make you feel when you see that you think, I'm not bothered, I'm not thinking about it every second of the day?
That can maybe slightly irritates me a little bit.
Don't hold back. Come on.
No, obviously I'm thinking, why she doesn't care. She doesn't care about the podcast. Doesn't care about that. She's not even thought about it. Doesn't even know what it is. But then I realise, and then it just, you've got yourself together, and it all just comes together, and you can think about other things. You can think about different, like, it always amazed me your work, whether it was your old work or teaching, where you just done stuff. And I was like, why are you not panicking about that? Why are you not getting right? But no, I've done it, and you never spoke about it. You never made a big thing about it. You just got stuff that I don't understand that.
That used to annoy you, didn't it? When
no, I don't think it amazed me.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you used to get annoyed when I'd come on and wouldn't talk about things because you'd be like, why not telling me?
Yeah, maybe, but it was more the fact that you just got it done. You get stuff done. Whereas if I can only do one thing, and if that thing's what I'm doing, then there's nothing else.
Yeah.
That's it.
So from my perspective, thinking about the podcast thing, then I found very felt under pressure that I had to be thinking about it as well, because if I didn't, you would think I was not. That's always in the back of my mind. Adam's going to think I'm not interested, and that's not the case. But like, that's always there. I don't want to worry you or upset you, or I don't want you to lose your focus either. So if you think that I'm not bothered about it, you're going to be like, well, if she's not bothered, I'm not bothered. Like, do you know? I don't want to go down that road either.
So that must be difficult for you.
It's hard work.
Yeah. So you've got to try and keep it interesting almost by your actions.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's mind hard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Timing.
Yeah.
I found that thing actually. It says if your hyperfixation is not well managed, the person may invest more time and effort than they can afford. They may neglect their personal needs, tasks, and daily responsibilities.
Okay.
So thinking maybe then about the business startups that you've had, do you think them kind of things came into it?
Yes, I think there's different things that I've been obsessed with that other things would slip without a doubt. It's again back to that's all you think about. I'm struggling to think of examples of what I've neglected is a very strong word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Have you got any examples?
No. No, like, I think that with the business, with the only business I've known, obviously the quiz and the children's parties. And I think that you go through phases where you'll obsess over, right, I need 3 new magic tricks.
Yeah.
And I think you'll spend time online trying to search for these, but neglecting the fact that you've got 6 in the garage that you've bought and not used. So why you're not learning how to do them and do them, that kind of thing. So I think that's kind of where neglect maybe comes into it as well.
Yeah, so I'm interested on because I know that irritates you. And I'm interested in your perspective. From what do you see then? So I'm looking at these magic tricks, which is without a doubt a hyperfixation. If I go on and go on.
So I see it as so you'll buy a new magic trick, right? We'll take the mick out of you because we'll say, oh, it's just going to sit there. You're not going to do anything with it. And lo and behold, it then gets put in the garage, or some of it is in the conservatory, some of it's in the garage. It's never all together. But then I'll find you next week. Oh, I've seen this magic trick that I really want. You've just bought one last week. Why are you not using it? I don't know how to do it. So for me, it's kind of like, right, if you don't know how to do it, why are you not learning how to do it?
So there's that obstacle.
But that's such an easy obstacle to overcome. Get on YouTube, find yourself a video, practice. How are you supposed to teach, like, your sons how to get on in life?
But that's not fun. The fun bit's performing the magic and waiting to buy it and waiting for it to arrive.
So I think that's the bit that you like, the dopamine hit is buying it. And do you remember you bought some magic tricks off a guy a few months ago just so you could go up and meet him? It's like a bit of an introduction. He's good to have in my back pocket. Never spoke about him again.
No. I think when we spoke about this topic for the podcast, and I automatically thought, oh, but I've not really been into anything else. And then I realised that
it's not
everything round about me is you're talking about the buying magic, right? Let's talk about Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my gosh. So we've recently been on the hunt for a new car.
Yep.
Every time and hats off to you though, you got us one, right? But every time you must send me about 6 cars a day for a start. Every time you picked up your phone, it'd be on Marketplace. Trying to have a conversation with you and you'd be on Marketplace looking for a car. And I'm not sure, in my head, I can never understand if it's a good or a bad thing. The good thing is you got us a car and you were determined, and I like that about you, because you used to say to me, why are you not looking? And I think I didn't look because I feel you've got this. You know what you're looking for, you know what you want, etc. The other side of it that used to do my nut in is the fact that, I'm just going to say it, you'd be trying to have a conversation with you, and it's so frustrating when, what was that? Put the phone down and get off Marketplace.
Yep. No, I see it. No, you're absolutely right. But it's not just cars. My Marketplace is it changes. So I'm now watching the cars disappear and the popcorn and candy floss machines appear.
Not this again. This rears its ugly head for like 3 months.
And then there's the big one.
Bouncy Castle?
Yeah, Bouncy Castles. But the marketplace changes, and it's obsessive. Where I'm looking at, I don't buy the stuff because as soon as I buy it, I lose interest. So
the dopamine hit for you is the actual looking and seeing a good bargain.
Yeah.
But that's exactly like what we talked about the other week, where we got to bingo, and for you, it's not about winning; it's about the taking part.
It's
Like that's the dopamine. Yeah. Do you remember when you? Bid on something on eBay and won, and like again, it was a car. I think it was not a van, and you only did that, I think, because to get the dopamine hit, you didn't want it.
No,
and you had to message the guy, didn't you?
That was bad. That was very far away. I think that it was a banger of a van. It was a yellow van that I seen it and I thought, oh, that would be perfect. Kids entertainer, old banger. And then I'm like, yep. And then as soon as it ended, I'm like, no, that is a terrible, terrible decision. And that was a very bad thing at the end. I had to apologise.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I do think, because like people say, oh, go back to the song thing, for example. I do that. I find a song that I love and I listen to it over and over again. And I think, oh, I do that though, but I just think here we go again with that level thing. It's like people and then Adam. But people might listen to this and be like, oh, I get obsessed with stuff. I'm obsessed with Friends and I watch it all the time. Or I am, I don't know, I can't think of anything else. What?
Nothing. Go on.
You said Friends?
No.
But I just think with you, how are you different to other people, like in that sense?
So it's funny that you brought up the TV thing. That's came up in my research I've done this morning.
Right, okay.
And and let's talk about House.
As in House, the TV program.
Yes.
Oh man.
So I've watched House before and I've seen it all, and now I'm proper into it. Like I don't think you know this bit, but I think about going to bed to watch House.
Oh.
During the day.
I bet you can't wait for me to go to sleep so you can put a House on.
I think about going to bed to watch it. And I'm not just watching it, I'm watching 3 or 4 a night and sitting up until 2 o'clock in the morning.
But you fall asleep?
Well, yeah. I doze.
And it wakes me up and I have to turn it off.
But I'm not just watching a couple and then forgetting about it. I'm thinking about that during the day. I'm thinking about watching the House at night. What is that? I've seen it.
Do you think that's what differentiates people from people who are obsessed, but people who are like obsessed?
That's the level thing.
Yeah.
I think. Like, let's take whatever program you're watching just now. What?
I've not really got.
What's
one.
your favourite? No, got a favourite just now?
Oh, Grey's Anatomy, for example.
Grey's
I've
Anatomy.
watched that a few times.
And like, if I'm out at night, what have you been watching?
Grey's Anatomy. RuPaul. Yeah.
But so, do you think about that during the day?
No.
There's the level.
Yeah, there have been times when I've thought, oh, I can't wait to watch that next episode if I'm really enjoying something, but not to the extent where I'm like, oh my God, get me to bed.
And losing hours sleep because that's normal. I think you would binge
yeah, of
something
course.
and stay up late.
But that's not the obsession.
No, this is the every night thing where I'm doing it because it's so many seasons. Like, I won't rest now until that's finished.
Brilliant.
And then, but remember the TV program we watched, and it was the best thing I'd ever watched. We watched it with the kids, and it was a comedy, and it was the absolute best. And I was so excited to watch it, and every time the kids, let's watch it. Then a fortnight later, I don't remember the name.
Don't know what
of
it is,
Do
yeah.
not know the name of it, could not tell you a thing about it. But I was so deeply involved in that TV program.
Another like kind of obsession that I wanted to touch on was you kind of obsessed over things afterwards and like to know the ins and outs of absolutely everything. Would that be right in saying that?
Yeah.
So we went on holiday to Poland and we visited Auschwitz. And I've never known anyone to come away from that who then you must have watched every single YouTube video going about that. And for me, I was like, wow, right, okay. Like, whoa, calm down.
So it started on the plane on the way back.
Yeah.
what an experience. That was big.
It started in the hotel room.
Oh, it did.
Yes, it did.
But I had deliberately not looked at a thing before it.
Yeah.
So I never knew anything. I'd never looked at any videos or anything. And it kind of, it got me bad, that one. And then we get back to the hotel. That whole night, I was up watching YouTube videos. On the plane the way back, I was listening to an audiobook of The Tattooist.
Yeah.
And then it took over. Then every night I'm watching video after video of survivors, of people doing the trip that I've just done, of everything. And that was a bad one. That took over.
It's not the only thing that you've done that with, though. Like we will go and watch a film, or we'll watch, I don't know, like a famous person, and you will want to know the ins and outs of like that person's life. And
we went to the festival recently, the 90s festival.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't happy with seeing the festival. I wanted to know what was going on backstage.
Yeah.
So I done
how
all
it's
the
run.
research.
Yeah.
Done all the I wanted to know about them getting on the helicopters and everything. And that was my obsession for a while, for about a week.
So where's the dopamine hitting that?
Could be the unknown, the
like they're getting the information and finding out. I did read that somewhere actually, that somebody said that it's all the information that they're getting from that's what they thrived on and kind of enjoyed, and maybe that's what that is, and that's why it becomes an obsession. It's all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think you remember that?
No. I think that confuses me a bit, the way you just forget stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know how deeply involved I get in stuff. It's hard to describe it. Like you see it, I feel it, but it's so hard to describe how intense it is. Like when we sat down this morning, I've looked, look at this planner that I've been obsessing about since we started. Weeks and weeks and weeks I've been talking about non-stop planner. I was going to make my own planner. I've sent you links to make my own planner because it was such a hyperfixation. I've got this planner. Last week it came. Lovely.
I think you've done 2 pages.
Then you look at the tablet. That was remember the tablet.
Oh, I remember. That was another marketplace.
That was a marketplace.
Yeah.
It was just tablets for months and months and months. And what one should I get? Researching, watching all the YouTube videos. What one does this? What one does? I don't use that tablet.
And people do that though. People research what's the best phone to get. What's but I just think with you, it takes over your life.
Yeah.
And from an outsider's point of view, that can be so frustrating for us sometimes.
So, talk me through your process. You bought a new phone.
I never, I probably would just go for the latest one or the one under. I would think more about price and think more. I wouldn't necessarily. I'd ask you to do it. I'd be like, Adam, which phone should I get? But no, for me, it'd be more about, I would just want it ASAP. So I would go to the shop and I would look at the price and I think, yeah, okay, I'll have that one.
Ooh. Oh, no. What about the weeks before it?
See, I don't want that. No, thank you.
You need research, and you need to research everything. You need to know everything
That's the difference between me and you.
Gigahertz and stuff.
You ever said that word in your life before?
No.
Hyperfixation examples and signs. So it can cause an unhealthy obsession or addiction to a hobby, activity, or object. Okay. So guess things like the tablet and stuff, your phone. Some of the examples and signs are losing track of time.
Yes.
Massive. And I know we've spoke about it, but going back to the darts thing, you would lose track of time playing darts because you'd be like, oh, I've got to go and pick the kids up from school. And you'd be halfway through a game or whatever. Or becoming detached from the surroundings. Again, when we're trying to have a conversation with you, you might be deep in something.
Yeah.
Neglecting roles and responsibilities. I wouldn't necessarily say you do that.
The only thing I can think of is maybe if I was in the house on my own and I was meant to say clean.
Yeah.
But house was on.
Yeah.
Or I was on Facebook. Maybe it would definitely stop me. I would pick that over.
Or doing the dishes, of course.
Any day.
Yeah. Ignoring personal needs. That's very broad, isn't it? So it could be that you ignore the fact that I would say you need a nap, but you don't ignore that. Struggling to stop or switch activities.
Yes.
I think you probably.
Well, let's take Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook's a bad one, and I can be right into what Angela's done that I don't even know, that I met one time 5 minutes 6 years ago, but she's had an argument with her sister.
And you want to know every single detail.
Others posts that I think we both do a bit of that, but you'll look at a few comments. I'll look at...
Oh, I'll forget about it then.
Yeah. I'll look at 1,600 comments.
Yeah.
And that can I've noticed that happening. That's interfered with family life, if you like, where to the point where the kids have said, "Oh, he's on Facebook." And
how does that make you feel?
Horrible, absolutely horrible. Doesn't make me stop it. But I feel horrible.
At the time.
It's not nice. You don't want that, but you are so fixated on, and
What about when I say like, Adam?
That's just, leave me alone.
So, you took the hump with me the night, didn't you? Because I did it the other night, and you took the hump with me. Yeah. And you're like, right, that's it, let's get to bed. Your daughter will laugh at this now because we shot each other a look. Yeah. And like, I knew straight away it's because you think, oh, she's just nagging at me.
You get me into trouble.
No, but it's... but when your son was trying to have a conversation with you and you're scrolling, it's so annoying. Like, it's...
But what about what that family done that day?
You're actually on Marketplace, but yeah.
Bounce Castle.
Probably. But
no, I get how frustrating it must be. I do it, and I do see it. And I don't know, I suppose sometimes I try, other times I just give in to it. And sorry.
That's okay. No, it's fine. We forgot about it. We moved on, didn't we? Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it.
Just been stuck in my mind. So I found some things online that people talked about, like kind of like their obsessions and stuff and having ADHD, which I thought were really interesting. And I've taken 3, and because they sound like you as well. So this person, they've spent thousands lots of money over the years on hobbies that have been unopened: brand new sewing machine, craft cutting machine, paints, beads, scrapbooking. Led them to buy 2 expensive cameras with lenses. Paid for a website over a year ago that they've not used. They get so many ideas when they're shopping, but then find them in a box sometime later. Sometimes I don't even remember buying the supplies. Can you kind of relate to that?
You know I can.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I remember when I was going to be a tennis player.
The tennis. You went to like tennis lessons for about 3 weeks.
Yes.
Joined a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Bought tennis rackets. Bought some new shorts and new t-shirts. It lasted about 3 weeks.
If that, yeah. Yeah, that was expensive.
Yeah.
Obviously darts was expensive. There's a lot where you don't do things in halves. You don't think, oh, I would quite like to do this. I'd quite like to try a game of tennis, maybe borrow a racket.
Yeah.
No, I want a headband, sweatbands, new tennis shoes, everything.
It's like as well, so you do pub quizzes, but every now and again you'll go through an obsession where that's it, you just want to do wedding quizzes and nothing else, which the wedding quizzes are brilliant. But you'll go through like a 2-week phase of, right, let's get it on the website, let's have some leaflets printed. There's about 600 leaflets in our house of wedding quizzes. And that was like, going back to the business side of thing, that was like your obsession for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it kind of filtered off because you lost interest.
So I think we're actually missing a big bit here, that it probably comes into it more with the business, with expense, with ideas, with hyperfixations, and you don't think about it when we're just talking. But business-wise, like every day that my mind's gone and what can I do? Let's try this, let's try that, and I will go all in and stuff like that.
Massive.
Like, let's get this. let's pay for this advertising, let's do this. And I'll think that that's it. That's going to be life-changing. This magic trick, this is going to change the whole show. That's going to... Or a hyperfixate and I'm going to change my whole show.
Yes, that's a big one recently.
I'd rewrite. I don't write, but...
No, but
redo the whole show until I get to the show and then just do the old one.
Yeah.
But that can be expensive because you've bought these new magic tricks that are in the garage. You've spent money on different things and different adverts, and that can be very expensive.
Definitely, yeah. What do you think is the blocker then from stopping you from carrying through that obsession, like that little period of?
It's the difficult part. This is where I'm interested. Is it ADHD or is it just life? But does everybody just stop if it's not fun? It's now difficult.
Well, Richard Branson and Alan Sugar didn't, did they? They didn't just stop.
You knew what I was when you met me.
No, but it's interesting because is it ADHD or is it that you just lose focus, or are you just...
They just give in when things get difficult.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's probably another week, isn't it? Somebody wrote, I can become an expert in something overnight. I'll read into a topic for hours. That's you. And you will literally wake me up in the morning and be like, guess what I learned? And all this information will come flooding out of you, and then next week you'll probably forgot about it.
Oh, yeah. Again, Auschwitz. I know you love the way I say that.
Yeah.
I was trying to avoid it. I was big. I was an expert. I knew everything. But it must annoy you that me constantly talking, you're like, all right, Adam, we went 3 weeks ago, leave it.
No, so that one I quite like because I find it quite endearing that it's better than the marketplace thing. I quite like it, the fact that you want to educate yourself.
Right.
At the time.
Uh-huh.
I like that. So that's one of the ones that I think you can keep.
Okay. So what about Deal or No Deal?
I just think you enjoy that.
But you enjoy it?
Yeah.
You don't change your plans at 2:00 because Deal or No Deal's up?
No, definitely don't. No.
I need to see it. I need to know what's going to happen. That is...
Do you remember being in Glasgow, the last time I was in Glasgow, and these obsessions can just come on like that as well. The hyperfixations can just come on because we were driving around, listen, have a look where this criminal lived. And the next thing, we're on like a tour about Glasgow of all the places where these people got killed or died or where they're buried.
Or some of them can be quite dark.
Yeah.
The kids particularly enjoyed that one.
They definitely did. That's the worrying thing.
The Glasgow gangland.
Last one is I'm envious of those with lifelong hobbies. I jump from one interest to the next, but nothing holds my attention long enough. I can become completely engrossed for a month or two, only to burn out and lose all interest soon after.
That's interesting. I don't know if I'm envious.
Okay.
So I think it sounds a bit boring. Well, let's take it. Oh, do you know what I'm envious of? Like football fans, right? That follow their team. Obviously, I've got no interest in football, but they follow their team for years and years and years, their whole life, and get excited every week at that football game. And I love the idea of the atmosphere. And I've said that before. I love the atmosphere. Yeah. I love all that. But as far as like playing five-a-side every Monday night for your whole life, that's boring.
Not for you?
No, absolutely not.
Do you think it's a monotonous side of things, like the repetition?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think you like repetition.
No.
No.
But like you've got hobbies. So how does that feel to just enjoy it every week?
I love it. Like I enjoy going somewhere, catching up with people, doing what I do.
Donna does tap dance.
So I enjoy it. It makes me. It takes me away from being a mum and doing something for me. Okay,
right, but does it not get boring?
No, because it's something I enjoy.
But you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's very true. I know what dance I'm going to do and stuff. Yeah.
Not want to do something else.
This one are very different.
Yeah.
This one creeps in. Okay, and any kind of like dark sides of obsession? We've spoke about the money thing or the expense thing. Do you think there's anything else that that's the biggest one?
The expense one is a big thing. The neglecting thing, when you look at it from a family perspective, it's big. It's not nice, that side of it. That can be quite dark. And we maybe laugh it off, but it can be helpful.
Big thing. Okay, so what are you going to change about it? No, we're joking. Basically, we've just got to live in your world.
No, I don't like that either, no.
You know, we're joking.
No, a little bit.
Yeah. Fab. That's a lot on obsession, and I think it's such a big thing in our lives. And people will say, oh, I'm obsessed with things though, but I think it's
so difficult to get across the level into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I say, you see it, I feel it, but how do you explain that? How can you explain
I think that every week when we do these, or every 2 weeks when we do these podcasts, is people lose their keys, people get obsessed with stuff, people binge eat, but it's just so different. And that's the bit we're trying to get across, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm lucky that I've got friends that are similar as well, because I can then see it from... I can see them doing it and think, oh, that's me, that's funny. Yeah. Like the one friend I've got that during lockdown got a new bike and all the gear, I mean, best of stuff as well, best bike, best helmet, best everything, and went out on the bike once. And it was amazing. And he won't mind me sharing that either because it was so funny, it was brilliant. But it's great to have that to relate to.
Yeah.
I know that you've got it the other side, you've got a friend that has a partner who's
of course,
ADHD,
yeah.
It must be good to talk to him about
Oh
stuff.
my God, absolutely. Like I speak to my friend and I say like, oh, Adam's like doing this or Adam's done this. What does your partner do that? Like trying to stop them using names then. But and it is good to speak like that. Fab. So now we're going to move on to the 5-minute moan. I know much you love that. So last time's 5-minute moan. Mine was the box and the shoes behind the door. They're still there. Yours was the accent.
It's been all right. Not really. I've not noticed it.
You seem to be. So your daughter actually said she doesn't notice it from me. So I think
she's lying.
Okay, so my 5-minute moan this week is.
Could I, before you start?
Yeah.
For the first time, I think I'm a bit worried about this.
Are you?
Because you've not mentioned anything. Normally, you mention the 5-minute moan, but you've been deadly silent about it this time. Go on.
So no, we're joking. My 5-minute moan this week is I am. I don't want to say sick. That's sick to death. That's not what I mean. But please, will you start putting your bowls in the kitchen and your cups? So I came downstairs like one time. You'd gone out, and there was like a bowl and a cup, not on the table, but on the couch, just left on the couch. And you've got to walk past the kitchen to go up the stairs to get ready. The only reason I think about this is because obviously we've got a son who is now 1 and walking everywhere and can grab these kind of things.
He enjoys it. It's his drums.
It is his drums.
I've got to leave his instruments out.
But I'm also not the tidy wayfarer.
Oh.
So what I think is you in your head think it's okay because they'll get put away.
No, I can honestly say I don't.
Right.
I don't think like that. I don't think I think.
You think you're just like, to be fair, yeah, true.
I think, that's my bad. I'm going to own that one again.
Okay.
That is my bad because I think it's difficult where, like, up the stairs with glasses. I'd imagine that might make an appearance one time. But where I've got 3 glasses next to my bed or whatever.
That doesn't bother me.
No,
that doesn't bother me that as much. I think it's just the fact that they're just left on the couch and you've walked past the kitchen.
The couch, but that can't be regular. That was that once off.
Once or twice you've done that.
I'm gone once.
No. And don't get me wrong, you do leave your tea time plates on the side, but it's mostly your breakfast stuff.
But then I've got the whole day to plan and get ready for it. I can't be thinking about dishes when I've got an appointment at 6 p.m.
I do think that you, in your mind, it kind of like you eat it, you put it down, it's gone. Because you've got other things like kind of like on your head.
Yeah. I'll take that one.
Thank you. I hear you.
I hear you. My turn.
Oh, wow. Excited to off your chest.
Let's keep it to the kitchen.
Oh.
Can we discuss the fridge?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Why do you need the fridge to be so cold? Why? Why has the fridge got to be colder than the freezer? Why has the butter got to be that hard?
So-
Sorry, I've held this in for a while.
All butter's hard.
No, not like this. And then you're like, you don't make toast? No, because I can't. I physically can't get into the butter.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Why do you need to chew grapes? Like grapes are ice. I just
So-
forgot this camera.
So I will actually have you know that you have brought this up once to me.
Yeah.
And the fridge was on a higher temperature. And I actually Googled what number should your fridge be on.
What is it? -80?
It's a 1 to 5 scale. And it says, it told me what number it should be on. And I've put the fridge on that number.
Okay. And what number's the lowest? Because I remember talking about we had to Google this and find out.
So 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest.
Right.
And it said it should be on like a 3.5 or 4.
Right. So ours must be on -2.
It's 4.
No, not 4. Nope. Not a chance. 4 does not freeze cabbage.
That was when it was on 5, all right?
No,
It's no longer on 5.
4 does not freeze. See, when you've got to cut through ice, cutting your cabbage, and you wonder why I don't make dinner.
Don't use that as your excuse. I like to have a cold drink, all right?
Yes.
I like my bottled water to be cold.
Oh, yes. Okay, princess.
I hear you. And I will recheck what the data is telling me on Google,
Okay,
and I will assess the fridge situation.
Can you update us on the socials?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Good one.
At ADHD pod. I don't even know it.
Got it wrong.
ADHD or life pod.
So to finish off today, then we've got our good, bad, and our ugly.
Oh, okay.
I've had a few messages about people's good, bad, and ugly, although they don't seem to be as good. It's more about like a little, like kind of like maybe like a bit of bad.
Okay.
But
okay.
we'll read them out. So somebody says that they're sure they suffer from it because they need to leave the house in a hurry, but having to spend 48 minutes searching for something they just had in their hand, but now they can't find. They suffer from that a lot. That rang bells with me because we see that all the time.
Right, go on.
No. Let's unpick this. So, your main culprit is your e-cig, isn't it? I think we spoke about this in the first
spoke about the
episode.
e-cig,
Yeah. That is your big thing, though, isn't it? Like, you can put that down, and we were going to make a video, wasn't we, of you looking for it and it's actually on top of your head, because that's how it feels a lot of the time. Go on, sorry, was you going to add to that?
The phone, I can look for my phone for 40 minutes and it's in my pocket.
Yeah.
Car keys, another one in my pocket.
In the fridge.
I don't know why I'm not they freeze to death. Yeah.
But you can relate to that, can't you?
100%.
I liked the messages that I got were all dead relatable, which was good. Wondering if it's sometimes I wonder if it's socially acceptable to admit for the third time that you didn't hear the answer to a question that you asked in the first place.
Oh, that's a bad one. That's another episode that, because that's just the most awkward thing.
That's not just the answer, is it? Like things like you didn't hear someone's name.
The name,
that's a big
then,
thing for you, isn't it? Yeah.
They're always known as excuse me.
Yes. Yeah.
If you ask 3 times and then don't remember it, excuse me.
Last one, I liked this one. They walk into a room and they're immediately processing, this is you, all 6 different conversations that are happening. The realisation that they might be listening to somebody's having an affair, that person hates that person. But then they're unable to get the advert that's on in the TV in the corner, the band that's playing with the music, like if there's other music going on, and they're just like, everything just comes at once. I thought that was really relatable as well.
That is, wow. I've got a vision in my head just hearing that. It's like when we sit in a pub or a restaurant or whatever, and we are talking, I'm not there.
No.
At least not for the first.
I can see it in your eyes.
I imagine, so I can feel it.
Yeah.
Because I know what they're talking about in the next day. It happens in a room.
Yeah.
If we're in a room with even friends and somebody breaks off into another conversation, Oh, no. I can't enjoy our conversation if
Yeah.
they're talking. I want to know about their conversation.
And the problem is that you're a bit deaf, so like you must struggle. Like, but what about when you walk into quizzes and do you want to know what every conversation's going on at the tables and stuff, or the ones that are about you?
So, the ones that are about me.
No, I mean around about you, not about you.
Right. I was going to say, no, I know exactly what everybody's saying, just from watching. But yeah, that's everywhere. I'm always watching everything, always taking everything in, and never just concentrating on one thing. Yeah,
Crazy,
that's
isn't it?
big, very big.
But I just thought they were dead, like the messages that we got were dead relatable, which was really good.
I'd love to get more of them. Love to get more messages.
Yeah. For our good, bad and ugly, if you've got any good, bad and ugly that you want to send us, you can do it to adhdorlife@gmail.com. And that's it for this week.
Yep.
That was a fun one.
That flew in, absolutely flew in. I didn't really, I've just clocked the time.
Yeah.
I think there was some rambling, but
it all makes sense though, doesn't it? That's
just
the thing.
So big. It's so prevalent in my life.
Definitely. If you want to get involved, the email address again is adhdorlife@gmail.com. And you can also follow, like, and subscribe to our socials. It is ADHD or Life Pod, and we are on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.
I'm going to try X this week.
Oh, wow. This is your obsession.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for watching and listening.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and send any ADHD good, bad and ugly stories to adhdorlife@gmail.com.